Holy shit! Jordan!
That's pretty much the way that we would start this right now. So
Ah!
I assume that everybody who's joining in right now is pretty much holy shitting as much as we are, but holy shit.
Holy shit! Oh, my poor husband's asleep. I shouldn't be yelling.
My poor neighbors are going, what finally happened to this dweeb? Why is he so excited?
Okay, so I've been talking over my, not to shill my own products, but I have a Discord channel for Patreon donators, so I've been talking with them. So just shout out to everyone who was talking with stuff. This is kind of like stuff we were talking about and stuff I came up with. We're just going to just scrub through this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should just let this play. Okay, so we got the BioWare logo. We're just going to skip through this a little bit. So what this is a close-up of is, as some people have pointed out, this is the idol from Dragon Age 2 that Hawk finds.
Right. Yes.
Right. So some people also have questioned, like, what's that? Here, I'll pause it real quick. What the headpiece that she's wearing, because it looks a lot like what Meredith wears, at least what Meredith wears. This is the, well, not this, what we're looking at, but what Meredith wears is supposed to be, like, a symbol of Andraste. Pictures of Andraste have this thing on her forehead similar to that. I don't know why. I think it's maybe kind of like a halo type of thing. So I don't know if this is related to that, but she has that same spike on her head, which God knows what that means. Also, people have been asking, didn't this idol get melted down into her sword from Dragon Age 2? Yes, that is what we were told. So why this is such a prominent figure is actually kind of surprising. So now we go into the actual image. I'm just going to pause it here because they actually tweeted out. Let me see which one it is. Nope. Here it is. A really big version of the damn thing. So right now what everyone should be kind of really interested in is the centerpiece with the circle. And this is totally thanks to Briella on the Discord. Thank you very much. If you count these little, like, I'm calling this like the tambourine because it kind of looks like a tambourine. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 old gods.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Not to jump in too much because you're going a million miles a minute.
I'm
I want to make
sorry.
sure. Do we have the right screen up? Am I looking at because when I'm looking at the preview, what are we streaming out right now? Are you showing things? That's on a different monitor?
Oh yeah, this is like just one window. Like you should like, I see it on my version. What I'm at least pointing to.
Okay. I think so. I mean, when I'm looking at the preview right now, I think it's just showing the trailer itself. I didn't know if you had other stuff up.
As we are talking, there should be a delay. So.
Okay, got it. Never mind. Proceed.
Okay, so on this tambourine thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 little nobles or whatever. Old gods, 7 old gods, 2 are alive, 2 of these things are shiny. Holy shit.
Holy shit is right. God damn. It's only come out like 37 minutes ago since this trailer. You motherfuckers are Sherlock Holmes in this shit. And that's why I saw. So for me, like, I just knew it was dense, right? Like, if it's this short and all of the imagery, I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of stuff. I recognize the idol. I recognize the Meredith similarity. And that's about all I was able to draw from it. And I knew you were going to have this amount of material. But holy shit, ladies and gentlemen, you're lore expert.
Well, okay, so here's another quick thing. So this imagery with the star, maybe this is just new from this, because I think this is at least a similar artist from the Trespasser murals. Now, if you look at this one, this is the one of a heart of a Titan, and damn if that star in the middle of that Titan doesn't look a lot like the stars on the side of that, you know? Or, are the old gods related to Titan hearts? I have no idea. Now, we also thought at the time that this is the making of a, one of Solus's orbs, the foci or whatever. So, are the old gods related to the foci then? Also, this is the biggest one I could find. This is a mural that we still don't really know what it is. I think it's the Black City with the blight in the middle, and there's like a city in the background. You have that same like checkered border around here that we have around this little tambourine thing as well. So could it be holding up the fade? Why is this thing in the middle? We're not quite sure. If this is, back to the tambourine. If this the idol is a representation of the blight, much like the eye feather thing in the original mural that we got from Trespasser. What does that mean? This also has 7 different nobles, whatever the fuck it is, holding it up. So there's something about the number 7. Now, in this one, there isn't, like, 2 shiny ones. They look pretty even. There's 3 yellow ones, 4 blue ones. So, yeah. Anyway, back to this guy. There's also, like, a lot of repeated imagery. Like, this is pretty much the exact same wolf from Solus's tarot card. I mean, like, this is Solus. He has red eyes. What does he have red eyes for? There's like a tree, but it's not Mythal's tree because it does have leaves on it still. Everything's on fire, so that looks great. So
The fire's bad.
these triangles in the background are the same triangles that you see on Solus's self-portrait when they're being obscured. I don't know what that means. They're just similarities. Now, real quick, we're going to scrub kind of through the end here because it's really just the same thing. The Dread Wolf Rises. This is pretty much almost a quote from Sandal's prophecy from Dragon Age 2, which I pulled up on one of these things. One day the magic will come back, all of it. Everyone will be just like they were. The shadows will part and the skies will open wide. When he rises, everyone will see. Dread Wolf Rises. Hashtag.
And that, I mean, I think we've talked about this, or you've talked about it at length. We've talked about it a couple times before. We're pretty sure that just means like the veil being destroyed or brought down in some way, right? The magic returning to everyone.
Mm-hmm. So, someone says, who is the white-haired elf? This is something we were discussing on the Discord. This is not a white-haired elf. This is Solus. He has no hair. This is bald. There is no white hair. I'm not like, I don't know about you, Jordan. I don't see white hair on this. Like, there's odd shading. Like, the way he is lit, there is definitely, like, it's coming from above him where that doesn't make any sense compared to the rest of the photo because the fire's below him. But yeah, like, you can see his brow line and like the shadow on his jaw. It's more obvious when you see the big photo than the little one.
But, yeah, I had like a pause on that moment of like, wait, I kind of did see white-haired elf at first, but then when I looked at it, I'm like, no, it should be Solus. It has to be Solus, and why wouldn't it be? And then yeah,
it's when you see the big photo, it's definitely just like shading on his head, and it's just a bald guy. There was also someone had a good comment. Where'd it go? Everyone's talking so fast. Nahan Lavellan says the tree of the people is what he's defending, ? Maybe. I mean, we don't really. I will say that in the Masked Empire, which I'm rereading and need to do the book for still. I'm so sorry. When what's his name? Felisan is talking about the tree of the people. It kind of sounds like he really doesn't like it for whatever reason. And when she said, like, when Briala says something about like, oh, you know, this is the tree of our people, and he said something on the lines of like, can it just be a nice tree? Like, he doesn't want it to be of the people. So in that regard, since Felisan is confirmed to be a part of Solus's group, I don't know why he would be defending a tree like that. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something similar. We don't really know. This book was also written like 3, 4, actually longer than that, almost 6 years ago. So, Jesus. We also got a swirl pattern. Like, someone also suggested like 3 eyes to the Dread Wolf for the 3 forgotten ones that we have.
Yes.
So that's another one. In that regard, that would make more sense that Solus is versus the Forgotten Ones rather than he is the Dread Wolf. Because we just assumed that, like, you know, the big wolf is Solus. Maybe he's not the Dread Wolf. Maybe the Dread Wolf was, like, a name of his. Maybe he was, like, the leader of a pack of wolves. And, like, maybe the kind of like a Steven Universe fuse. And, like, all 3 of the wolves get together and they make this big 3-eyed wolf, you know? So...
Jesus Christ. This is first of all, phenomenal work by you and your patrons. I know you mentioned group effort there, so big ups to all of the patrons and yourself for putting this all together. Repeat again, because you said it fast, and I kind of had like that oh shit reaction as well. Mm-hmm. Go again to the, what was it? 7 old god, 7 dead, 2 still alive, 2 of the things are shiny. What did you repeat that again?
So looking at the tambourine, there's like these little like bell things on the side is what I'm going to call them. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. If for the old gods, for the blights, there have been 5 blights out of the 7 possible ones. So 2 old gods are still alive. So I think that this somehow represents the 5 blights that we've seen, and then the 2 old gods that are still slumbering.
That's huge, right? I mean, I don't know if people are just going to call us video game nerds, but I don't know. I feel like that's not coincidental.
Mm-hmm. That like the number imagery is, I think, too much to be accidental. Yeah.
To be coincidental.
Yeah. So again, all of this is speculation. The only thing I'm pretty like we can definitely say this is going to be a thing is I'm pretty sold that the tambourine thing has something to do with the Fade, and then has something to do with the old gods, and the 2 are still alive. We know the idol is from Dragon Age 2, and at one point was melted down, so that makes me think that it's more like what the idol represents rather than the actual idol's going to be back. Although maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe we bring out the sword, it transforms back the idol. I don't know. But so that the dark wolf, dread wolf rises. That's harkening back to Sandal's prophecy. So I think that while at least for me, I was kind of wondering if Sandal's prophecy was more about Dragon Age Inquisition. I think disregard that. Sandal's prophecy is Dragon Age 4. So
goddamn, Sandal's prophecy. I'm looking through the chat for some questions. One person asked, "Is there more than one idol?" And another person said, "Didn't the idol appear in Inquisition?" I don't think it did, but
no, it didn't. Now you could get the sword in Inquisition, but when you read like the description of the sword, it says this isn't Meredith's sword; it's a replica. So there's that. Is there another idol? We don't know if there's another idol. This looks exactly like the one that we get in Dragon Age 2, though. Like this is the one from Dragon Age 2. I will say I got, and I'm so sorry to the person who sent me this because I cannot remember it. Someone suggested to me that what if this idol is the death of Mythal, and then that you could say that the bald guy that's mourning this woman female figure is Solus, which like that's a like I don't know. There's a whole bunch of questions leading into that I can't even speculate. So something that I was wondering is that if perhaps this excuse me, I'll admit I had a few tonight drinks. So,
in celebration, no doubt.
Well, I didn't think we'd get this like we got a lot. I didn't think we'd get this much. So I was like, hey, we're gonna get it.
You know what? I think this has been really enlightening for me because of how dense it was. My initial reaction was that it should have been more. Also, real quick, I did just want to pause. I know we've had several people joining in as we're streaming. So we're doing a breakdown of the very short teaser trailer for Dragon Age 4 that was shown at the Game Awards tonight. Super short. And yeah, my reaction was basically that it needed to be more, but I knew when I watched it the second time, I picked up on a couple of little things, and I'm like, this is very dense with imagery. Like everything, every single thing on here, from the tree to Solus to everything, was like, I knew that it had to be symbolic, and that's why I thought, before some other jokers get on here, we got to jump on stream and let you do your thing. So, I do want to. I want to set this up for folks because we were planning to do the podcast that we would normally do. We delayed it a little bit. We were going to record tomorrow, and we were going to try and post it over the weekend to basically discuss the Game Awards, whatever we saw from Anthem, which that's a whole nother thing we have to talk about.
Yes.
And whatever we got from Dragon Age. So what we decided to do was just to have Caitie do the trailer and somewhat analysis. I'm sure you'll do more. And then tomorrow we'll do a more broad podcast about, in general, Dragon Age 4 and our thoughts, and as well as Anthem. But I guess if we had to try and recap it, because that was a ton of awesome information. if you wanted to do like high level, here's what we got from the trailer, how would you sum it up?
Okay, I think what the need to knows are, you could take all from this image. The rest of the trailer is kind of cool, but this image is the bread and butter. In the center, you got so I guess the main points I want to hone in is the idol from Dragon Age 2 is in the center. That is the idol from Dragon Age 2. It was melted down to make a sword. I don't know why it's not there anymore. Maybe it's just what the idol represents rather than the actual idol in itself. What I'm going to call like the circle in the middle, the tambourine, has 7 little nodules. I think these represent the old gods. Huge shout out to Briala for coming up with that. And there's 2 shiny ones, which means 2 old gods still alive, which that works. You have Solus, who is not a white-haired elf, it's just weird shading. He has red eyes for some reason. It looks like he's almost in opposition to this wolf. Someone suggested, I'm so sorry, I forgot who suggested this. I think it might have been Briala again, or Gray. I don't know. Anyway, but the wolf, the 3-eyed red wolf, is actually representing the forgotten ones, the ancient, because there's 3 of them, and so that way, kind of like a Steven Universe smashing together fusion thing, they just become one big wolf, and Solus is against them. This would make a lot more sense for the tarot card, because then it's like, this is getting to a whole thing we should get into the podcast actually, but I guess TLDR, the idol, the tambourine thing with the old gods, maybe this is the forgotten ones, that's whatever. Oh, and I guess the more substantial, what the Dread Wolf rises, this is harkening back to Sandal's prophecy. The end.
Holy shit, first of all, bravo once again. I am fucking hyped, and I just want to say, like, for the times that, we've done multiple podcasts, you've done so much analysis on Dragon Age lore, and we've talked about the old gods, we've talked about the forgotten ones, we've talked about all these different things that could be layered in. And even though I wish we would have seen like more of a cinematic or something longer, the fact that they condensed and like layered over all of these different elements, one over the other, into such a short package, holy shit, that's a pretty nice teaser.
Yes. Now, real quick, someone said, hold on. Someone said Meredith's sword doesn't say it's a replica, so I just want to look it up real quick. What does it actually say? A sword of deepest corruption and conviction, it cannot be the red Lyrian blade that drove Kirkwall's Knight Commander Meredith to madness. It cannot have been reborn in an arcane energy somehow elven and Tiventer and blight intertwined, and it cannot have inspired in the name of a magister who once entered heaven and would dare so again. One wonders what the sword cannot be next. If the hand's the Inquisitor, he or she is not careful. I guess I read it as it was a replica, but I guess when you read it that way, yeah, maybe it's just being vague about it.
The wording of it is very much to implicate that it is, but it's not.
Okay.
Mysteries on top of mysteries.
Yes. Thank you for pointing that out, Ella. Fire can also be Canary Dragon. Yeah, maybe. So yeah, it has damage versus demons, attack, bleeding, and strength. Location, Temple of Mythal. Oh, interesting.
Very interesting, actually.
Yeah, acquired after defeating Samson. Oh, okay, so that's why it was in Temple of Mythal. Samson had it. Well, that almost makes sense that Samson had it. He probably actually, like, if this is her actual sword, he nicked it from...
from Kirkwall.
Okay, well, anyway. Hashtag Dreadwolf Rises. Jesus. Now, okay, here. You know what? That's a podcast topic. Never mind. All right.
If we're keeping it short and dirty, is there anything else that we wanna cover just for tonight? I think you hit a ton of stuff. I'm just gonna say this one more time. Holy fucking shit! I will go to the mat fighting anybody on who the Dragon Age lore master is. I love tons of people in the community, but holy shit, your Dragon Age lore master right here, folks.
I do want to say I had help though. I'm not like a lone island of knowledge.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true. Massive props to your patron and everybody in the Discord putting stuff. You guys are some major sleuths, man. That's like less than an hour you guys put this together. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think everything we just said came together in like after it aired, and after we stopped banging on our keyboards, like 30 minutes maybe, if that.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm looking in the chat. I think this is a bunch of our most hardcore and regulars. But if it is anyone's first time in a stream, hit the subscribe button. This is what we do here Codex added. We mainly just get into a bunch of silliness.
Yeah.
and sometimes we actually talk about the lore, but Split the Veil is a regular.
Yeah, and that's going to be on this channel. So the next episode where we talk about more of this in detail. Anyway, it's is there anything you want to say before we leave?
Nope, full episode. We are going to record tomorrow. I'm going to do my damnedest to get the audio out by Saturday, and we'll have more full thoughts on this and as well Anthem.
All right, cheers. Hashtag the Dreadwolf Rises. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.